Namaste, welcome to Vande Bharat Media. Just as a cricket team cannot be expected to win playing with just 7 players instead of 11, the Indian Air Force cannot be expected to do its job with fewer warjets than it needs. Following gradual decommissioning of obsolete aircraft over time and the loss of aircraft in crashes on the one hand and the massive delays in the purchases of new aircraft on the other, the Indian Air Force is now left with only 30 fighter squadrons, and in a couple of years it will be down to 26 squadrons. In comparison, the Pakistan Air Force will have 25 squadrons of fighter aircraft, while China will be able to unleash as many as 42 squadrons upon India in case of a conflict. The government's mandate for the Indian Air Force is to be prepared for two-front collusive threat from China and Pakistan. For this, the forces authorize 42 squadrons of fighter aircraft, which is the bare minimum it needs to dominate a two-front conflict. But the last time the Indian Air Force had the full complement of 42 squadrons was nearly 17 years ago, and the numbers have only fallen since. So, what should be done? The solutions are obvious. The indigenously developed and produced LCA Tejas has to provide the bulk of numbers. Indian Air Force is committed to get 6 squadrons from Hindustan Aeronautical Limited. 4 of them of the Tejas Mark 1A version, while HAL hopes to provide 18 aircraft per year. It has not been able to ramp up capacity to even half the number so far. This situation can impinge on the availability of fighter squadrons in the near future. The other option is to import more fighter aircraft. Indian Air Force will get 2 squadrons of Rafale by 2023, and it has plans for 6 squadrons of another foreign fighter within a decade. But the latter is still a proposal on the planning board and a long way away from seeing the light of the day. The Indian Air Force is looking at a scenario where it will have to undertake emergency imports, perhaps at an exorbitant cost, to make up the numbers. Among the global military powers, India is perhaps the only country which doesn't produce top quality fighter jets indigenously. The US, Russia and the European powers all have highly developed defense industries that can design, develop, produce and supply fighter jets to their air forces. Countries like Pakistan and Israel can depend upon their allies. Pakistan Air Force earlier got F-16s from the US and now it gets the JF-17 from China. India has no such options. The long-term answer is to promote indigenous manufacturing in a major way. But in the immediate term, there is a need to take steps to ensure that this shortfall is made up quickly. That is a national security imperative. Mention your valuable suggestions in the comment box. Please subscribe and hit the bell icon to get notifications for future videos. We'll come up with more exciting videos. Goodbye and Jai Hind.